Yeah, so this is our office. So this is where our staff are. So for both biobanking and the secretum product. So this facility belongs to Acorn Biolabs. They're our partner. So they're specialized in biobanking and then liquid nitrogen maintenance. So this is their office. And so this is our packaging room. So I know it's been messy because we just packed a lot of products, but yeah, so our all secretum products gets packaged and they're shipped out from here. Currently, all samples go through biobanking. So the hair follicles, once they get plucked, they get frozen first before we make the secretum product. This is our kit. So this is a kit we sell to our clinics, partner clinics. So this, we provide everything that we need to collect hair follicles. So this, and let me just grab our vial. So this is to be kept at 4 degrees until we start the collection. So minute before we actually start the collection, we add this to our kit. So this is our proprietary transport media that's designed to maximize cell viability as much as possible during transport. So what the collector is going to do is, once everything is ready, the collector will place it here, and then so that this can stay upright, and then we'll open the cap, and then using these tools to start collecting the hair follicle samples. So they can use all these tools to collect hair follicles in this media. Once this is ready, you can put it in this collection card and then keep it in the 4 degree fridge until they're ready to be shipped. These are complimentary. So we send these specialized shipping kits called nanocools to every clinic. So what it's designed to do is it will maintain the internal temperature between 2 to 8 degrees for at least 48 hours and up to 96 hours. So it comes with a prepaid FedEx label. And
No.
so all they need to do is just activate this button, and then they just close it, and then close the container for half an hour. Then the internal temperature will reach between 2 to 8 degrees. So FedEx will deliver the sample the next business day to this lab. So as soon as we receive the sample in the lab, we bring the sample in this facility. Are you familiar with clean room?
Yes.
Yeah. So clean rooms is a high level. It's designed to reduce any airborne particles or like microbes inside. So we have 2 ISO 7 facilities here, and then inside the ISO 7 we have 2 ISO 5 biosafety cabinets. So once you are at ISO 5, it's pretty much dust free, so there's no particulate circling around in the air. So we open the sample there, decontaminate them first, and after that what we start doing is just sorting the follicles. So each hair follicle is sort of like a mini organ. So they're not synchronized, so they go through their own growth and regression phase. So because they're all in different phases, not all follicles will be in what's called the growth phase, anagen phase. So our technicians are trained to take a look at the follicles and then just tell instantly whether that's a good follicle or sort of a regression phase follicle. So we would only pick the follicles with cells that are in their proliferatory phase, meaning they're healthy, they can grow out, they're viable, and they can be used for future regenerative medicine applications. So once that's done, we're gonna incubate them in the freezing media. So take the sample and bring it to our long-term storage facility. So what happens when we first bring the samples in is we will place the sample in here in what's called a controlled rate freezer. So it will bring the temperature from room temperature to all the way down to -100 degrees in about 2 minutes. So this is a very critical step, because if we just freeze the hair follicles in just water or any kind of saline, what's going to happen is the ice crystals will form in an uncontrolled manner, and they'll start poking and puncturing cells to death. So to minimize that, we incubate them in a freezing media, so that's designed to protect the cells from ice crystals, and also freeze them slowly, so 1 degree Celsius per minute, all the way from room temp to -100 degrees, so that the ice crystals, they will form, but they can stay in a relatively smaller size so that they don't kill the cells during the process. So once that's done, these two are our long-term storage tanks. So what's happening is we have two large liquid nitrogen reservoirs that supplies liquid nitrogen to all of these tanks. You can see this piping says liquid nitrogen. The great thing about these tanks, so the temperature inside and then the liquid nitrogen level, everything is monitored 24/7. And if there's ever an issue with the tank, any of the tank, then our partner Acorn Biolabs will be notified instantly, and then they will start the emergency process. Take a look at the sample directly because it's all vapor. All of our samples are stored in these boxes. And then each box can have up to 48 vials. And we split the samples in two different boxes. The reason for that is we want to create the redundant copies. So each sample will be divided into up to 4 smaller vials, and 2 of them will be stored in here, and the remaining 2 will be stored in here. So let's say in case, this will be a rare scenario, but let's say for any reason this tank starts to fail, everything inside gets thawed, we still have the half of the follicles remaining in the other tank. The nice thing about this building is we're under a hospital, which means that, like, let's say if there is a citywide blackout, this building is connected to a backup generator. And let's say even if it does lose electricity, this will be one of the first buildings in the city to restore electricity. So everything is well saved, and then we have physical doors that require ID access, so it is protected. Everybody's sample is safely locked in here, and then we would only take out the samples upon client's request only. These are the 2 reservoirs, so they are completely filled with liquid nitrogen, and they supply liquid nitrogen to all liquid nitrogen tanks in here through the piping. So for our quality control, we run what's called a viability assay. So this assay is designed to make sure that the follicles we're banking have enough living cells to be used for future regenerative medicine therapies. So this is a plate reader. So what we do is we place individual hair follicles, up to 5 follicles in these individual wells, and we're gonna incubate them in a reagent. So we're gonna incubate them for a period of time, and then that's gonna give us some indication as to how much of the cells are actually alive. So the living cells in the hair follicles will metabolize the molecule and turn it fluorescent. And then at the end of the cycle, what we do is, so we read the result here. So this is a 96 well, and then this is the reading. So the higher score means that it was greener, so green light was more intense compared to the other wells. This machine can read the whole plate in just 20 seconds. And once we have confidence that we have enough good follicles with enough living cells that meet our threshold, then we will send out a report to the customer saying, hey, we successfully banked your follicles, and this is how many follicles we banked. Here's an image of your follicle, and then also here's how many living cells, estimated living cells there are in all of the hair follicles that we banked for you. So that's the biobanking portion. After biobanking, upon customer's request, we can produce the secretome product. So this is the product that we provide. So what's different from the conventional, I guess, exosomes is that what's available right now is made from a donor. So it's not from your own cells. Well, ours is different because individual package comes with the customer's name and ID. So it's designed specifically for our customer, and it's only for that customer. So this is what you will see. So secretome means we collect literally everything that the cells secrete for a defined period of time. And then what we do is we collect everything that the cells are secreting and then turn them into a powder. So each vial comes with an ID indicating that, hey, this vial is just for this customer. So we provide 12 of these vials along with a diluent, hyaluronic acid. These will be administered through microneedling under a supervision of a physician.
So we have indication for skin rejuvenation, hair restoration, also scar treatments, existing acne scars, surgical scars, and then also new scars, like preventing keloids and hypertrophic scars, and also chronic wounds.
And how would you compare the results for skin comparing Acorn to your traditional PRP?
PRP is great, but PRP is highly age dependent, right? So in PRP, we take some blood and then condense it to whatever it's plasma and whatever growth factors platelets contain. And they're great, but with age, we actually deplete an amount of platelets. That's where mesenchymal stem cells are, in that little papilla. And then the sheath, the white sleeve around it, and this follicle, this is actually sheath that contains fibroblasts and keratinocytes. We utilize all the cells when we use. Yeah.
And then how do you compare the results for hair restoration versus Acorn? Like, do you find that people who are non-responders to PRP respond better to?
Yeah, so with Acorn, we actually create in the lab. So first of all, we already tested. So the difference of components that we produce is not just growth factors. It's 500 plus different components, everything that your cells secrete. So it's obviously your growth factors. VEGF is 26 times higher, for example, than patients on PRP. It has aggregans, fibronectin, that is 34 times higher than patients on PRP in concentration alone, but plus more other components, peptides, proteins. We collect all of it, and we don't stop producing until we get what the patient actually needs. So instead of, if you compare with PRP we take, condense what we have, and we use it. And here we take and we expand until we get what we want and use it. Our internal studies show that the components-wise proteins present in the secretome of 30-year-old patient versus 80-year-old patient is only less than 15% difference. So it's scientifically negligent. So it means your 80-year-old cells will produce similar proteins in our lab. We just hold them longer and work with them a little bit more. And then it's consistent result and consistent efficacy, which is great.
The treatment plan. So say if someone was doing it for hair restoration, what would be the recommended treatment plan for someone who wants to use Acorn?
Treatment plan, so we right now as cosmetic topical products, so we're not licensed for injectables yet, we're working on it. So we are recommended to use in conjunction with therapies like microneedling or laser therapy. So if you're using it for hair, so it was product will be introduced, applied right after microneedling on the scalp.
Gotcha.
We recommend once a month treatment, and you can use 1 or 2 vials. So patient will actually gets enough for 6 to 12 treatments, depending on the area treated.
And same thing for face, so that recommended in terms of
face is actually more versatile because you can actually create way more different varieties. Like you can use it with ablative laser. We showed the downtime is 3.5 times quicker skin healing. So if you go in for CO2 ablative laser, it's pretty impressive if you can cut the downtime 3.5 times. So instead of 2 weeks of not walking outside and going to work, you can get like less than 1 week.
So with Acorn, is that you wouldn't apply it first and then microneedle, or you'd apply the solution after microneedling, correct?
You can apply first and microneedle on top of it.
Okay.
We provide a very elegant delivery system to resubstitute the product. So it's actually non-cross-linked DHA that we manufacture here. 2%, very small molecular weight that actually enhances
The delivery
through the epidermal dermal barrier, and then it gives a good glide.
And what would be the price point for a client? So say if they wanted to come for hair restoration and they got,
It's up to the clinic, what the clinic decide. So
on average?
On average, I would say some clinics charge about $900 per treatment, $9,000 to $1,000 per treatment. Some clinics actually do it differently, so they create the bundle. So technically they sell the product and it creates a biological reserve in your clinic for that patient. And then the design annual treatment protocol could be hair, face, it could be in conjunction with other therapies for healing process and enhancing the results. So it's actually used as a tool for loyalty, right? Once they have a biologic reserve in your clinic for 12 different time treatments that you guaranteed to come, I find those clinics are actually more successful. So once the sample is collected and sent to our lab, it takes us 60 days to produce. So technically a little less, but that's our oldest patient, that's how long. So we give everybody the same time.
Just in case.
So to be fair. So you just need to be stored in a freeze and a regular fridge. So you don't need to like buy any
A specific storage
No.
for Acorn. And is it typically, as with PRP, often on average once a month treatment?
Yeah, so PRP, we kind of follow the protocol because they also time in the regeneration. It's the best applications for PRP or Acorn is between 2 to 5 weeks. I find 4 weeks is better for patient because they give them patience to see the result, and it's not short enough.
How many more are we getting?
I'll make a little wig for you.
Follicles actually change the staging in patches. But some people, so you're gonna get anagen, catagen, telogen phase in different patches, right? So that's why I'm mixing the area trying to find anagen phase. But some people like me, for example, I either shed a lot or don't shed at all. Shed a lot, shed not, shed not. It means my follicles, most of them switch the phase simultaneously. So when I'm in the telogen phase, it's really hard to find any follicles. So I'm starting to guess you might be similar. So the papilla is usually black. So once the hair becomes gray, you lose melanin inside the papilla. So the papilla will be white. Just because it's lost melanin doesn't mean that it affects stem cells. It's exactly the same, so it's no different. So this is a different follicles, but all good follicles. You can see the difference. Some of them smaller, some of them higher. Again, this is still picture on the microscope, not naked eye. See, this is small one, hard to see. This is probably mine. Right? Some people have like really massive ones. It's just amazing, so it's easy to harvest. So this is bad follicles. So here's this, for example, this is telogen follicle, telogen follicle, telogen follicle. So meaning it lost the sheath, it still has a papilla, but lost the sheath. So telogen phase follicles, it's a resting stage. And in the resting stage, you don't have enough stem cells. We didn't pluck it fast enough, so it's accidentally got damaged. It happens all the time.